Hi guys! If you love cooking as much as I do, please subscribe and like. My dream is 1,000 subscribers.
Someone recently told me that my TikToks were too long and that's why I'm not getting more followers, so from now on.
I thought more people knew about this, which is why I've never talked about it in a video, but now that I've received a bunch of comments from people saying I'm lying in my videos or being dramatic for the sole purpose of views, I guess I'll talk about it. I live in Canada, a place where the Creator Fund does not exist, so regardless of how many views I get, whether it's 1 million or 10 million, I get no money off of it. And I'm honestly okay with it because I never get stressed over views, and the sole purpose of any video that I post is to make people happy.
Today we're making a super simple chocolate cake, and it's so easy to make. It only takes 4 ingredients. This is the greatest chocolate cake. First, we're gonna mix together 28 crushed up Oreos, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 cup of milk. Pop this into a 350-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Place this back into the oven for a few minutes until the chocolate slightly melts. And there you have it, a simple chocolate cake.
Before you scroll, listen to that crack. Yeah, I know. Make these once and no one will let you rest. Just make a quick dough with the ingredients listed below. And don't be like me and forget to add your milk and yeast. Knead your dough and let it rise in a warm place for an hour. Then you're gonna cut out your donuts, let them rise a bit more, and fry them until they're golden. For the filling, I made a French vanilla pastry cream. If you want that recipe, let me know. And for the brulee top, make a caramel with sugar and water. Dip your donuts in before it cools and let it harden. I dare you to make this once without getting addicted. Just listen.
I've tried many different brownie recipes, and this one is definitely the easiest and my favorite. Start by adding melted butter and sugar into a bowl and whisk until it's all combined. Then add in your eggs, egg yolk, vanilla, and whisk until there's no more lumps. Add in your choice of oil, cocoa powder, and switch to a spatula to stir it more gently. Then add in your flour, cornstarch, baking soda, and salt. Stir it gently with the spatula, and just before it's all combined, add in the chocolate chips. Preheat your oven to 325 degrees and grease an 8x8 pan. I add parchment paper just to make it easier, and pour in your batter. I baked mine for 40 minutes and let it cool before I cut into it. I'll have the recipe in the caption.
Story time of how I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me with my cousin. My boyfriend and I had been together for 2.5 years. His family loved me and my family loved him, and they expected us to get married. Well, last year when COVID started, we were actually in different countries, so we didn't see each other for 3 months. During those 3 months, we FaceTimed 4 times a day, and we were always texting. He happened to be quarantining in our hometown, so both of our families were in the same place. I was quarantined in a different country. One day my cousin calls me and tells me that she met a really nice guy on a dating website. I was so happy for her because she had had bad luck with guys. Every single week, her and I would catch up on the phone, and she would tell me how much she liked this guy, and how amazing their dates were, and how amazing he was in bed, how sweet and considerate he was. I couldn't be happier for her. Well, when I finally get back home, my boyfriend is super distant and cold. So naturally, I called my cousin and complained. She told me to give him space. She said I should just leave him alone. And so like an idiot, I did leave him alone. One day my cousin calls me and tells me to come over for dinner. When I got there, my boyfriend's car was parked in her garage. I thought it was just her nice way of trying to get us to talk. I walk in and catch them doing the dirty on the couch. Come back for part 2.
I've been seeing videos for cinnamon pull-apart bread, and my family calls it monkey bread. So let's make some monkey bread today. You need to butter a bundt pan, put 1 cup of sugar and then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon in a bag. Mix that all up to where it looks like that. Next, you're gonna take 2.5 cans of Grand's biscuits, pop them open. Is anyone else terrified of this part? Because I am. Cut them into fourths and put them in the bag. Get them all nice and coated. Next, put it in your butter pan to where it looks like this when it's all filled. Next, you're gonna take 2 sticks of butter, put it in a pan on the stove, 1/2 cup of that cinnamon sugar mixture, and then 1/2 cup of brown sugar. You're going to heat that up until it boils. Take it off. Once it boils, then you're going to pour it on top of your biscuits like this. Make sure to heat that oven up to 350. You're going to put it in for 30 minutes. Take it out, let it cool for 5 minutes, flip it over, and then it looks like this. So good, so easy to make. You got to try it.
Am I the asshole? My husband's mom makes these amazing cookie bars. She makes them for holidays and family gatherings, and people always request that she brings them. I asked her for the recipe once and she laughed and said no, it's hers and she doesn't give it to anyone. I dropped it and never asked again. Recently, I've been baking a lot. It's been fun in my downtime. I decided to recreate the cookie bars my mother-in-law makes. After tweaking about 5 recipes, I finally nailed it. Then I decided to make it my own and improve it to my taste. I used higher quality chocolate, vanilla bean paste instead of extract, and a pinch of fine sea salt. The results were over the top delicious. My husband declared that they are better than his mom's and finished the pan in 2 days. He was FaceTiming his mom on Saturday eating one, and she asked what he had. He said one of her cookie bars and that I'd made the recipe even better. She lost it and started yelling about how awful I am for making her cookies and that I had no right. She isn't speaking to me or her son, but if you want this recipe, get this to 50 shares.
Ok, hoy empiezo por los 4 lados. Ok, a ver, 1, 2, 3, 4. Espero que todo haya quedado cubierto. Tengo que apurarme porque esto ya se está gelificando. Ok, vamos con el blanco. Ok, listo. Blanco, listo. Ok, el azul. Ok, vamos con el azul. Ahora el turquesa oscuro. Perfecto, ahora hay que soplar. Sopló demasiado duro. Oh my God, tengo que hacerle a los lados. Ok, si no queda la marca en el centro. Y ok, no quedó cubierto ese ladito, ya lo vi. Todo bien, todo bien. Ah, pero quedó bonito, la verdad, estoy contento, todo bien. Ok, ahora hay que cortar las gotitas. Ok, sí es cierto, las esquinas son más complicadas. Ok, ahora solo con los dedos, hay que levantarlo. Ok, sí es cierto, esto está más pesado de lo que estoy acostumbrado. Ok, vamos, todo bien, nada que no se pueda hacer. Ok, ahora vamos a la base, todo bien, la espátula entre los dedos, y la espátula se me dobló demasiado, oh my God, qué miedo, se me olvida cómo el peso de esto afecta a todo lo demás. Ok, con la pequeñita, levanto, saco la grande, después la pequeñita, todo bien. Ah, pero después de todo eso, por Dios, qué estrés. Ok, no, pero la verdad sí quedó muy bonito, estoy contento, ahora sí, a la refri, ya, mucho.
I believe I can fly.
Estudiante en la clase maestra glaseando su entremés.
Eso, con confianza, perfecto. Así que se cura todo, te faltó. Exacto, listo. Vaya a agarrar el otro color blanco, lo pone, como tal cual lo habíamos visto, ¿verdad? Exacto, hacia arriba, exacto, igual el otro, de la misma manera. Exacto, listo, correcto, ahora sí, te le creo bien. Dale. Déjala así.
Qué hermoso que quedó.
Ve,
Me encanta.
Solo con un poquito se logra bastante, de verdad, lo que le está. Lo puede hacer tranquilo. Eso. Ah, la base, ¿verdad? Se acerca, Marita, la espátula pequeñita, por favor. Quita la mano, quita la mano, quita la mano, quita la mano. Eso. ¿Ya, listo? Ya estamos. Lo levanta, correcto, y la mete. Correcto.
Mango sticky rice is all I can think about, and after ordering it and getting the tiniest portion, I just decided to make it myself. We buy a lot of mangoes when they're in season, so I started off by making some mango ice cream. I diced up my mango, added them to a blender with some sweetener and lemon, gave that a good blend, then combined some heavy cream, milk, and some sugar, added my mango puree, and let that chill in the fridge before transferring it over to my ice cream churner. I churned it for about 20 to 30 minutes until it reached a soft serve consistency, and then I popped that in the freezer while I got started on my sticky rice. I had the rice soaking the night before and added it to my steamer. I let that steam while I started on my coconut sauce that was going to go in with the rice, which was coconut milk and some sweetener and a pinch of salt. Once my rice was finished steaming, I added my coconut milk to it, covered it, and just let it sit while I made thicker coconut sauce to go on top of the rice. I let that reduce on the stove while I finished up prepping all of my other things, which was slicing some mango, and by this time my rice had soaked up all of that coconut milk, so it was time to plate. I put down my rice, added my mango, added some of that coconut cream on top with some sesame seeds, and then obviously had to pull out my mango ice cream. The cold ice cream went perfectly with the warm rice, and this was absolutely divine. My husband has been loving Snickers bars, and when he was craving one today, I just decided to make him a batch myself. Started off by making some peanut butter by just blending up some dry roasted peanuts. Once that was all smooth, I set that aside and got started on my nougat. I combined all of my ingredients, which were sugar and water, and let that come to a boil on the stove. While that was boiling, I separated my egg whites from my yolks and made sure to have them come up to room temperature before whipping them until medium stiff peaks were forming. Once that was the case, I took my sugar mixture off the stove and slowly poured it into the egg whites and mixed it on medium-high speed until it turned into a marshmallow fluff consistency. Then